this day in 1943, our man Albert Hoffman, a great scientist himself, accidentally dosed himself with a chemical or ingredient or a fungus or whatever else you want to call it of LSD. Took a bicycle ride home, tripping on the way, had a horrific and a wonderful time and journey, and also a life-changing moment for himself as well. After that day, he went back to his office and re-dosed himself again. And then, later on, this is what we get to. Years and years after, LSD is one of those things that have woken up the masses to the real reality of ourselves and our human consciousness. For me itself, it woke myself up from the MPC program that we've all been programmed, the regular operating system, to a whole new OS system. It is something that does open up your mind, your consciousness, your heart, your chakras, your light to a better experience in life itself. For myself and for many others, we never knew we would take this path. For myself, going on 7 years, over 700 trips, and mushrooms, LSD, and DMT, I would never imagine. When I took it 17 years ago, I took it to experience something that I needed to experience. I didn't go looking for it. It found me. And that's another key of these kind of chemicals, these plant medicines, these psychs and mind awakening substances. They find you. You don't find it. They find you when the time is right. And when it does, respect it. Everything in this world that we've been taught and programmed from a kid to that old age until we finally wake up, we understand that it's a complete BS. School is BS. The system is BS. Everything that we adore and have to go through that takes our consciousness, our roots down to the hellish of the root of our chakras is bullshit. It opened my mind to an experience of new life, for love into people and nature and all around me, to get rid of all the nonsense bullshit that was programmed in me and put a new OS in me. And many, many, many more, trust me. I never knew I'd be walking down this path of a psychedelic shaman in these urban times, in this new modern age. I never imagined being able to experience life through a new light, experience life through a new eye. And that's exactly what Albert Hoffman actually said himself. The world around us isn't what we see. The other world inside us is in our mind. It's exactly what it all is. We project our worlds through our eyes into this natural 3D realm through our mind. Everything we think, every thought comes out into reaction into this world. And that's what he was teaching us. A lot of us walk around with these blinders on our face, running in a straight line, not seeing what's next to you to the right or to the left. And until you take those blinders off, you never know. It's what LSD does. It's what psychedelics in general does. It takes the blinders off. It flips the switch to your third eye, your crown chakra, your Christ consciousness, to see the world as it should be. And you hear me say Christ consciousness. Yes, there's a main creator in this word, source, God, whoever you want to call it. His name's not Jesus, Joshua. He never wanted to be worshipped, praised. There was no thing as religion. The Christ consciousness, the Christ of God, is that. The mind, the crown chakra. The hell he walked, like the hell we all walk, is the lowest chakra we can walk. And that's exactly what this world keeps us programmed in. It's the lowest hell of our chakra. These substances have taught me so much about this. Taught me so much about what's right, what's wrong, the truth behind the curtain. Without these substances, we wouldn't have never had, the LSD Silk Road. We had never had Timothy Leary. We had never had the Love Bus. We'll never have, you could say, these musical talents around the world. The creations from other people, Steve Jobs, the Beatles, the list goes on. You wouldn't have these superhero movies, these superhero things without these kind of psychedelics. Black Panther, Doctor Strange. You wouldn't have these hellholes of a thought of memory of horror movies. You know what I mean, without these kind of substances. Walking through hell, the shadow of death, fire through flames. Your Metallica, AC/DC, Korn, Stephen King. Without these certain substances, without this kind of thing in this world, we would not have a certain creative mind guiding us. Everything has a message within it. And 9 times out of 10, the majority of the message that we're hearing from somebody that rings a bell has dived down a hole, has turned off, tuned in, and dropped out, has rode a bicycle through hell into heaven, rose to that Christ consciousness. It's an amazing story from how one scientist making a mistake, dropping a vial of a substance that can expand your mind, your heart, your soul into a whole nother experience, into a whole nother life. Without that, the modern day world, especially the Western world, wouldn't have the chance to experience any of this. Yes, there's mushrooms back in the day. Yes, there's DMT. Yes, there's other kind of psychoactive material out there. But LSD is one of the most common forms of any psychedelic known to man, technically. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's right there with mushrooms. And without my experience of waking up, turning off this old program, tuning into the universe, and dropping out, I would be able to do what I could do today with a smile on my face. It's made me accept all the good and the bad that has happened through my life, the trials and tribulations, the hell and the heaven of my life. Understand death, that is just life. Understand that we ourselves are not the only species, consciousness in this world. It showed me to take time, step back, and appreciate the little things that we do have in life. It also taught me one thing too as well, especially through, the year and a half that I've gone through, and, with, losing my mother and going, kind of on a downside, a hermit mode, trying to understand it all. It made me appreciate it. It kept me sane. I know that sounds weird because you got to lose your mind to find it. But I don't know where I would have been if I would have never lost it and refound it. A little different story for Bicycle Day. I figured I'd tell my story a little bit of where it's calm and dawn and how I feel about these substances. Because like myself, I'd have never imagined. I never imagined to be walking down this road in a Christ consciousness and a hell consciousness all at the same time. Never imagined to have this love for everything, the little things. Everything has life. I had never known that I am is the same as you and me, same as us. We are everything, and everything is we. So, as you go on through this day, if you're going to ride a bicycle, if you're going to tune in and drop out, or even if you're just going to meditate, remember where you came from. Remember where you've gotten. And visualize where you're going. Till then, remember to keep your mind open, because I guarantee you, those eyes will see everything. Namaste.
You gave us something we never thought we could have.
And what is that?
Another chance.
I think I heard a shot. I think I heard a shot.